So I switched to the bass guitar. So I got to do something. All right, think I might be getting a little crazy, but I'm gonna try something. So we're gonna put the wood filler and some ebony stain to make the wood filler black. And then we're gonna mix it in here with a little bit of water. And then what we're gonna do is go through here to fill it all in. And hopefully what we'll do is get the black wood filler in the grain and highlight the grain with black to make the grain pop. All right, so here's what I did. I put about that much of this little thing of filler in there, then about 8 cc's of the ebony stain, and then probably 1 cc or so of water. Probably shouldn't have went with any water at all, probably just straight stain. So I just put a little bit on here, and it's more of a gray. So we're gonna let this dry, and then we're gonna hit it with some sandpaper and see what the grain looks like underneath. All right, here's the grain with a little naphtha after I filled it. So it's a really dark grain. Look at that. So it worked out. So let's go do the whole thing. It's about to get nasty. So now what we're gonna do is just get that concoction and just rub it all over the whole situation. And then we're gonna let it sit for a minute. Then we're gonna have to sand it all off. Yay. But when we get done, we're gonna have this awesome grain pattern. So there we go, stay tuned. Okie dokie. So we took a brush and we just smeared the concoction all over it. So we're done with that. So, whew, that was tough work, guys. So I know it, so I can flip it over without getting stuff all over me. So I know it looks kind of funky, but we're gonna let this dry. And then when it gets dry, we're gonna sand all the filler and the stain off, and it's gonna make it have gray, black grains. You can see the grain how it's kind of risen up. So we're gonna have to sand this back down. So that's that water making the grain rise and swell. It's actually a bad thing because it's gonna be able to get that dye down in it. So we're gonna let this dry, and in a minute after it dries to the touch, we're gonna come out here and sand it all off. All right, I can't sit around waiting on stuff to dry forever. So we went over there and used our buddy the hair dryer, and it's dry as a bone now. So now it's time to do the hard stuff, sand it all off. All right, that was a whole lot of work just to get the grain to pop on this bad boy. Got a little more naphtha here. That's what she's looking like right there. Not bad if I say so myself. Let's see what this front looks like. Need to hit a few more pieces with some sandpaper. Look, we really highlighted that right there, boy. That's okay though. I don't even care. Ask me if I care. I don't. So we got some spots like up here we got to get with some sandpaper. Right there with some sandpaper, get that off. But I tell you what, the end grains barely picked up any dye. They barely picked anything up. It's not too bad. So that was the hardest part to do. We got to go through here and just clean up a couple things. So that was a lot of work. That was a couple hours of sanding and whatnot. So we're going to leave this on the table. I got some purple Angelus dye and some gold and some red. So I don't know, purple, gold, or red. We'll have to see what it looks like. So I'll go look some internet pictures up and see what I think. All right, back out here in the hot shop. So I got the guitar right here. We got all the old stuff off of it. The grain filler. So it's just sitting in the little holder here. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna start on the back here. This is what we're gonna do. We got some Angelus gold and some red. So red and yellow make orange. So what we're gonna do is try to do an orange stained guitar. So I'm gonna go off camera here. I'm gonna mix X amount of gold and X amount of red. I hadn't figured that out yet. And we'll come back in just a minute. All right, so we're just gonna stir them up now. Doesn't look like orange, looks like blood red. So we're gonna see what happens. That looks like red to me. Probably need more yellow to overtake that. Red. I mean, that's pretty red. So let's go with more yellow. It's a little lighter, but it's still really red. All right, let's go more gold. We might not even get orange. It ain't looking good. Let's just do a little experiment here. I might just put gold all over this and then go back and do red over it and see what happens. Let's do that. I'm just gonna go gold over the whole thing and see what happens. All right, so we're in experiment mode here. So let's just see what this gold looks like. All right, it's kind of brown. We're gonna go get some red. Actually, we're gonna get the stuff that we made up here, and we'll use it so we don't waste our red and get too red. So let's just see what happens when I mix this in. Cross your fingers. See what happens. All right, that's pretty it's pretty red looking. All right, so let's just go do the whole thing in yellow. I figured I'd just hit record. So we're a little splotchy in places. We're gonna do the side here. So big D, I am not. Yeah, so this looks more like a wood tone. Not really yellow or gold. It's more like just a wood. Kind of like this looks like brown wood. So it's almost a brown. Can't say it's very pretty, but we're not gonna give up on it. We're gonna keep going. We don't give up when the going gets tough. We just keep making things worse. So, get some more yellow and try to even this up some. All right, here we go. So we're not completely finished because this is a little lighter than this. So I got to hit this whole back one more time just to kind of blend it in. But I decided just to go that crimson-y dark red. And then here is our front. It's about as good a burst as I can pull off. I don't know if it's big D worthy or not. But I couldn't record all that because I've been working on it for over an hour. So, but it looks pretty good. Still got some little spots where you can see grain through there. So I don't know if that's going to show through the final product or not. But it just kind of is what it is at this point. But it's really pretty. So we'll hit that back. We'll let this set up overnight and dry. Then we're going to hit it with some shellac tomorrow and seal it all in. Stay tuned.